All right. Hey guys. I didn't particularly get anybody turning up for the last stream, but that's not as important as it is to keep this going. But hopefully, if somebody is still watching this, you understand what I've been doing and why. I have rambled too much, although that's pretty much all I do for the most part. Let me turn this down. There we go. So yeah, I'm just going to carry on from where we left off. So last time we got the objectives, AI moving to and defending objectives, which is excellent because that's the core, um, what am I going for? That's like the core gameplay mechanic for most of these kind of things, or at least for what I'm going for anyway. Um, So I'm going to carry on with that and actually make objectives function properly. So there's a few things I need to do in order to make this happen. So first of all, the objective needs to know whether or not something's near it. Now I know for a fact that you can create what do they call them, trigger volumes. Um, as like as a standard object in the Unreal Engine, which I will just double check, but I'm pretty sure that's what they're called. However, I've had haven't had much luck with those in the past. Um, it doesn't never really, don't know. It seemed to have collision, which was a bit odd. And it would screw up a lot of the line traces and things. So I could never figure out why. But out of curiosity, um, so let's see. So this is essentially what we're going for, the on overlap event. Um, yeah, so it's opponents on generate overlap events. Okay, fair enough. So we may be able to hook into this. Um, Providing we give the player something to overlap, basically. So the idea is this gets automatically called when an actor enters or leaves the area. So, for instance, if I were to add, geometric crown static mesh, can I find one then? Okay, so there's collision, which is probably what we want, but I'm almost certain. What is this? Fields. I think that's the sort of thing we want. Blah blah blah. It should be somewhere in here. Or at least I believe so. We may have changed it, of course. Okay, interesting. Let's keep it simple. So let's say we take a sphere collision. Let's go to the viewport. And we give it some properties. So physics. Okay, so we've got the generate overlap there. Does the sphere have a size? Here we go. Let's set this to something like 500. Does that seem reasonable? Yeah, I mean that's pretty close. I do believe the bots move within 800. Let's see what this looks like. That's a pretty big zone actually. A little excessive. Sphere. Let's put it down to 600. Yeah, it seems reasonable. Yeah, so the bot stops short of it. So it still shoots me, blah blah blah. Yeah, we know all of this. Okay, let's see. Hang on, I have an idea. Let's just make it print something. Print string. Easiest way to do it. Okay, so the bot's just outside the radius, but it triggered this, and the other actor is, yeah, our character, which is the us. Okay, so that works fine. Alright, let's change it. Let's make this instead a box collision, because then we have a bit better control over it. Let's see. So we want the extent. Let's put it quite large. 700, 700. Okay, so one of these is the old up down, which is that by the looks of it. So let's make that 100, and then the location. There we go. So what I've done is the z-axis in this case is from the ground. I've set it to 100 high, and then I've set the transformation 100 up, so the bottom of the box should be on the ground-ish. Sorry, it should be 50 because it's half. Let me change that. There we go. Sorry, let me switch me out over here. Okie doke. Right, so we've got this box, and we've got the on overlap event things set up. So we can access this method in code, basically. So what we would do is and we can make a collision sphere as well. So I will save the one that we've currently got, just so we don't have to figure out the numbers again. So we might end up back in here shortly. But there is a collision sphere being set up inside here. I believe there is anyway. Where is it? Capsule. Okay, so the characters have a default capsule component, I guess. Let's just see if it's not one that they... No, okay. So that's just something they've got by default. So let's see if we can add... Why is this? I never understand why it does that. Yes, we know what these do. Very much. Okay, so it's going to be something like a... Nope, it's not a box collision. Um, open box component.h. It is a ubox component. Excellent. So what you can do in here is there's this open whatever it's called .h, so you can immediately find the C++ header file for any object and blueprints and things very easily. So we now know it's called this. So all we do is go back into here, and this will be our, I'm going to call it volume. No, wait. Be very specific. It's our objective area. So this is going to be, put some forward declaration in. I'm just going to quickly get our properties here, but I think it should be fine. We're going to stop this. Save that. There we go. Right, so if I'm right, should be able to initialize this the same way as you do with most things. Although it's a component, so it may need to be initialized in the while game starts, possibly. However, let's just see if we can do a default subobject for it. So what we want to do is go objective area, cut this out, and it's going to be new box component. Just do the name here. Okay, let's see if this builds to start with before we get too far ahead. And then this is going to be triggering our on overlap events. And we just need to override the on overlap method. Then we can start calculating whether or not something's inside our area, and then doing like timers that poll for stuff. Oh yes, to actually add the include in here. Stop that. Let's try this. I was just missing the component / box component there. Oh, excellent. Okay, actually, but before this all starts up, we need to set the area. So, set box extent. Okay, so it's just a vector. So we want f vector, and it would be, assuming it's x, y, z, we want 700, 700, 100. And then I think we want to do set up attachment to root component. So we attach it to that, and then it's set relative location, and I believe it's same premises up here. So you want 0, 0, 0, 50. Okay. Let's see if this does the trick. And we should end up with essentially 2 duplicate boxes in the area, in theory. Okay, we should also have oh, I haven't exposed it to blueprints, but let's delete that because we shouldn't need that anymore. Wonderful, look at that. I don't think the relative offset quite did the trick there. I'll work on that later. It's not as important now that there's a volume there. The central part doesn't really matter too much. It's just the fact that it exists. So now we need to override the on overlap event, which should be something similar to this. How do I... No. I need to be able to see the base classes code for this. Let me... Okay, let's do this the easy way then. Here we go, straight to the header, the source for it. Does that not have... Interesting. Okay, let's try this then. All right, duh. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, so we need... Yeah, okay. I wonder why they've done it like that. So I would have assumed you could just override the methods like you do with tick and everything else. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay. So I've just got to bind to it. How you normally do. Okay. Fair enough. Right, so we need to create our own method. And we go. So we want void a objective. This seems weird to me. Why is this? I still don't think this is the right way to go about it, because we already have access. We're like inside the component that begin overlap should be working with. Okay. We'll need to fill in the properties, which should be this apparently. It might have changed, but we'll see. And then on begin play, we do begin overlap. Come on. Should be this. Sorry, I keep flicking between things. Yes. A dynamic this, and then a pointer to the thing. Oh, whoops. Dynamic, and then it's this, and then that. Something like that. Seems a little convoluted to me to do something like that, but I would have thought you would actually override that, but okay, let's see if this builds. I mean, conceptually it's pretty straightforward. You'll just you've got a method. Oh, right, yeah, sorry, we're still doing this. You've essentially just got a observer listener pattern, which is where you have one thing that broadcasts an event and then other things that listen for it. Unable to bind. Oh, okay. Sorry, we've got to do all the armor engine stuff as well here. Do. You're just going to mark it as a U function. That usually is all you need to do. You can put some other fancy things in here, categories and stuff to make it look pretty when it's inside the blueprint editor. Right, that seems to function. And it works. Okay, well, there you go. That's how you do it. So just to break that down, so we've got our area, we've set it all up. I need just to note that. And then we're binding to this on component begin overlap method. And then we're passing in, adding a dynamic to it, which is run this method on this object. And then when this event is triggered, it will loop through all of the objects that are listening to that event and call all of the related methods. So it's a very, very efficient, very effective way of allowing multiple things to listen to stuff. So this is the crux of it. I believe that we want that as well. So we're going to want a start and an end. Is will be quite useful. Come on, you can do it. Create implementation. We just simply change that to end overlap. And now we need to keep track of who's in the area. So all we're going to do is get a list array trains in area. Okay, so we want to keep a list of all of the oh, sorry, that's a train RPG character. There we go. So we want to keep a list of all the characters that are inside the area. So all we have to do now is come into here. There's an area dot contains other actor. Okay, and then we do we want to commandeer the is a thing from up here. Yeah, there we go. I'm just going to take this definition here. I'm going to be needing it. And now we can simply do other actor and a drone RPG character. And then, so now we're checking whether it's the right, the actor is a drone character, and then we just simply do, what's it called? Drones in area, add class. Okay, should be focus A. This is a bit messy up here. If I can sort this out. And then remove same thing but inverted. Simple as that. Should be pretty straightforward. Cool. Now if we come into here, should be able to see that working now, hopefully. Sorry, I just got to add the include. Should be done. Excellent. Whoops. Cannot convert. Okay, it's got different parameters. Yeah, okay, okay. Can you stop highlighting it or something? Oh god, this is gonna be a nightmare. Um, let's go back to this. Does the AI API tell us what the signature is? Primitive component. Is it just that then? I find that hard to believe. I'm going to wager that the overlap events is something in base actor. Alright. See, for some reason I can't just browse this stuff very easily. I've actually got to try and track it down. I forget sometimes. Where's core actor? Okay. Another way to do it. Hmm. I mean, that's not going to help anymore. How do you make it so it's explicit in here? Ah, good grief. Well, it's definitely none of these. Blah, blah, blah. We've got two long names. There it is. It is somewhere down here. Oh, so many multicast delegates, Jesus. Actor end. So it's actor. This is how it works. It's been a while. This is the signature name, the class it's in, the event that it uses, and then it's literally actor overlapped and other actor. Okay. That just doesn't sound right. I know we're using another. We're actually technically using this. Let's see if we can actually just search for this. Yeah, of course not. Sorry about this. It should be reasonably straightforward. Component. We're just looking for base component, hopefully. Blah blah blah. I didn't know there were cable components. Might be fun to use later. There are a lot. Crap, I can filter this down by putting a dot. Magic component. Live mesh. Oh, this really should be easier than it is. Is it actor component? Nope. Crap. Okay, let's find what we've got then. Box component, which is a shape component. We're just going to go systematically down until we get to one we're looking for. Doesn't have it. Primitive component. Okay, here we go. This looks like the right one then. We got there in the end. So we're literally just doing a U primitive component, overlap component, other actor, other component? Oh, good grief, this takes a while to get through. Wait, I don't need that or that. Oh dear. Alright, let's see if the other one ties up, because signature. Yeah, so it's got the same but with hit result, sweep, hit result, other body index. And this one just doesn't have those parts, so it ends here. So in theory, just remove this and do the same in here, all the way up to body index. And that is the way you actually try and figure out how stuff works, but it took me a while because it's been a very long time since I've tried to do anything like this, but recently. But cancel. Right, let's see what happens. But yeah, so these delegates, they always have struct, the class, name of the, sorry, a reference to pointer to Oh, come on, give over. Pointer to the operation to run, and then it goes parameter type, parameter name, but based on the type of delegate macro you have here. So you can have quite a few parameters in them. I think it goes up to 5. Should have it. It's empty. Okay. So we've entered the area. It may have been optimized out, I suppose. Yeah, okay. It is working. Excellent. So there we go. We now have a up-to-date list of who's in the zone and who isn't. So now we have just a very simple job to do. So we create another method, which is going to be objective. It's a good name. The calculating. Let's say calculate own. Calculate ownership. And then we're going to have. We need like a way of a sensible way of like defining which faction or team own it, but I'm just going to use a number for now. And this is going to be 0 for nobody, 1 for one team, -1 for the other. Something very straightforward like that. I know it will default to 0, but it's probably better to be specific. Okay, now we need to have a way of actually determining who's on what team. So of course for that we're actually going to need a definition of what team something is on. So we're going to take another one of these lovely properties and why are all of these public? I really need to sort this out. This is going to be into team. Real simple. And then by default, good grief, team is going to equal 1. And then the bots team is going to equal 2. Sorry, like -1 or 2. Let's say 0, 1, 2. Minus is a bit iffy. What's the best approach for this? We have tick. Do we have begin play? I think this has begin play. Yeah, it does. I'll figure out a better way round of doing this later, but for now, base AI controller if hit controller. So now we want to commandeer this code at the top again. This is very useful. There's probably an easy way for me to do this, but let's do for now. There we go. Right. And then we do if is that what it is? Yeah, it is. I don't know. It probably hasn't. Probably having some issues with that one. A base AI. Then we literally just do t equal 2. So if we're controlled by an AI controller, then our team's 2. If not, it's 1. Seems pretty simple. Yeah, excellent. And then we just go into here. No, we go into the character side of things here, and we encapsulate the field. So this would be get team, set team. And now we have a way of manipulating the team or accessing it. And then all we have to do is in here, do this. So we want so we need to figure out who has ownership. Now, I was thinking of keeping it simple, and if there's one of each team in the zone, then nobody has it, and it's just contested. But it might be easier to try out making it like majority or something. Nah, let's see what we can do here. So cool, team 1. All we have to do now we just loop around every single character. Jones in area. Get to and then we just do this. Set that to true. Otherwise, that to true. If it's if your team's 1, then we've got someone in team 1. If not, team 2. And then we go if team 1 not team 2, do this, and then we check whether we've got not team 1 but team 2. And then we want something like area owner equals 1, 2, and 0. Simple as that. Okay, so now we're heading towards something around the lines of, let's say, we need a number that equates to having control over an area or not. So let's think. So, for instance, in World of Warcraft, you have a bar, and it's like a left and right sided one, and it will either be, it can be anywhere along the bar, and it only moves if it's uncontested, which is the premise we've got here. And then, but so if it's all the way to the left and you're on the team that's the right side represents, you have to wait until it captures up to the all the way past the neutral mark, over to your side. So we essentially need a number that's split into three. So as an example, 150 would be a reasonable one, where we could say 0 to 50 or 49 is going to be team 1. 50 to 100 is going to be neutral, and then yeah, 101 to 150 is going to be team 2. And then all we do is, based on this, we would do something like, if area owner is 1, we add, so we need the value here. This is going to be I want to say score, but it's not. It's called a control, right? So this is going to default to in the middle. So it will be start at 75. And then it's literally just going to be area control minus for team 1. And plus for team 2. So every tick, and this will be fairly fast, but it will determine what it should be. And then it's if, so in this case, and current control not equal to 0, not less than 150, less than or equal to 150. No, it's just less than. There we go. So this is stop it from going below 0, stop it from going above 150. And otherwise we do nothing. And it's as straightforward as that, really. And then we can start using these values to represent something visually, which I will do. And I've got enough time now, assuming this works. See what happens. Hopefully it just goes. See what we've missed. Oh dear. Helps if you create the declaration for methods. That probably caused all of those errors, so I always find when I'm doing this, fix all of the most obvious issue, and particularly errors that would cause other code not to compile, which you'd get used to after a while, but yeah. Oh, it's because we actually spawn in the area. Here we go. Okay, so we're in the area. And if I put this on here now, area owner is 0. Oh, I was out the area. Perhaps the on overlap events aren't working. See, it's empty. Okay. Let's see. It's empty again. Okay, that's interesting. I wonder what's going on. It's definitely running that. So we've left. Interesting. On end overlap, begin overlap. So they're all doing the same thing. What could be going wrong? So it works when that happens. So I go in. So it hasn't removed me. So it should be working. You should be hitting one of these. They're both false. Okay, let's try this then. Team 1. Huh. What? I don't have a clue what's happening here. Okay. Let's do something. So sometimes the Unreal Engine likes to optimize things away that aren't marked as U properties, particularly arrays. And U property gives it some assurance that it will persist Because the Armor engine has some basic garbage collection features similar to Java. It's very useful, but very problematic if you don't consider it to be a possibility. Okay, excellent. And now it's working. So in theory, if I sit in here and I now do this. Oh. I don't understand this. It just did a minus minus. Okay, I'm very lost. The code's fine, from what I can tell. Okay, let's do something a bit more drastic. Let's stop that from functioning. So it never gets removed from the list. Okay, we've gone out. Oh, Jesus. So it does it. I don't understand. It's almost like this isn't being updated properly or something. It could be because I have a suspicion something possibly to do with me doing that because I'm moving in the game and it's typing code. Let's see if I can disable inputs. Just in case that's causing the problems. There we go. Enable, edit, and continue. Right, let's see if that stops me from spamming this text with sorry, spamming text in here. I hope it's that. So it seems to function. Okay. So we're in the zone. If I come into here. Nope. I don't get it. Okay. So something else to consider is we should only be doing calculate ownership as things come and go, not on every tick because that's pointless. So that could also be somehow screwing it up, maybe. Stop shooting at me. I'm testing code. Why is it doing that? Nope, don't get it. So that comes out as 0 even though it was just set to 1. Okay, so it's set to 0. Huh. Okay, let's change this then. This is height of programming right here. Debugging the crap out of it. So we only want to do this if we have drone, if the drone's made a change. See what happens now. Okay, so it's not doing that. Oh, I don't understand. So if I stop it. Okay. And it's not doing it. It's gone back to 0. These else ifs and fors all like lined up properly. So all this does is go, if it's that, do that, otherwise this. Alright, if it's not team 1, then it must be team 2. And if it's team 1 and not team 2, set the area owner to 1. And then every tick, let's try that. The not equal to 0 should have worked anyway, but no, it's still not doing it. Now, oh. How did it get to 102? Wait, is the other pot inside? Chosen area is empty. This is insane. Is that why? Okay, I'm gonna give up in a second. This is actual insanity. It just makes no logical sense to me whatsoever. We have the properties. And just integers. And every time that gets calculated. I think I need a way to visualize this so I don't have to use the debugger. I mean, I could like print to console and stuff, but oh, fuck it. How do you do? It's been a very, very long time since I've done this in C++. I think it is just printf, isn't it? But that's just blah blah blah. Oh, it's cout. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you bit shift C. Okay, yep. Area owner. Current control. Okay, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to put this on my other screen. Oh. Is that right? IO stream. I mean, they're printing a string, of course, but we're just printing a number, so it should be fine. Oh. Okie doke. Did you not? Fine, right. Oh, crap. Okay. Vaguely remember how to do this, but I really hope there's just a very easy solution. Fair enough. Okay. Oh, right, yeah, we probably ought to get one which has this kind of premise. Right, let's do this properly, shall we? I'm going to assume it's I. It might be N or something. Oh yeah, UE log. I'll just use F anyway. Yep, fair enough. We want same again. This is what happens every so often, so This is obviously going to flood the screen, but at least we don't ever have to come back into this debugger to see, because it just makes no logical sense what it's doing. We can see it in real time, so without interruption. So nobody owns it. Nobody owns it still. I go out. Yeah, it's not changing at all. Okay. Put those in there. I'm gonna take this. Copy it in here. Stop it. What are you doing? I'm gonna change this to 2. No team. Right. It's the only way to do it. Because if none of this works or makes any logical sense, then something has gone horribly wrong somewhere. It's not like this is particularly complicated. Literally just detecting something and then running some numbers. Huh. That's interesting. Area owner is now team 1. No team. I wonder what happened there. What state are we at the moment? 75 and 0. So it did a hell of a lot to start with, and it just did nothing. I can't believe that reducing an integer repeatedly every tick is too much for it to handle. Especially if we don't manipulate it after it gets to a certain point. Just see if float to integer doesn't work, just in case. Excellent. Okay, they use D. Let's try that. Because this could be wrong. For whatever reason. Could be the entire problem. It shouldn't, one of them's coming back as zeros, so I guess that might have something to do with it. Yeah, okay. So it's working, as you can see. Let's just tidy this up a bit, just to make it more of, we don't need this. Okay, so it's working, but debugging it is a little iffy. I'll leave these in because it's very useful. However, now that we know it works, I'm going to do something similar to what we did here. So I'm gonna steal the this shield particle. And what we're gonna do is have a particle component particle system, and then we're going to use that to represent the current claim, basically percentage and stuff. It's going to be, let's say, blue is 0, grey is neutral, and then red or green is the other side. So this will be capture particle, and then if we go up here, we'll probably need this. So this also should be relatively straightforward, because we're doing the same premise that we do here. So we want this. Oh, sorry. Go into here, so we have the same system. Go into the character. Same parameters here. Forward declaration for that. We should have it all included. And now, what can we do? Okay, so we need a method which is objective update color. Okay, so we want to set the defaults, and we need to do this. So we want to come and do that in our begin play. This is going to be capture particle. Excellent. So we want, I'll just steal this because it's all the same at the end. Let's just check this, nothing. So we want one of each. Set them all to set the same things. Okay, so the radius, let's make it, I don't know, 400. Right, gonna be really obvious. Okay, let's go black then for neutral. A little awkward. Make that 35 because the radius is kind of absurd. And then all we're doing in the update color is control is less than less than or equal to 50, then it's going to be blue, which is team 1. Control greater than or equal to 100. then it's going to be green. Otherwise, it's going to be black. Red. Let's make it red by default. Sorry, alright. No, hopefully this should just work. I've said that before. But, you never know. Oh, no, what's happening now? Oh, okay, so we've got the particle, got the component. We attached it. Yeah, it's all doing the same stuff, hopefully. Now we should have a visual representation of capture state. And then I have to stop because it's getting kind of late. And it really, really sucks that it took me so long to check how this all works. But that's what happens. Made a lot of progress though. Oh, check it out. And it should change. Oh wait, I think it's because we started in the area. There it goes. Oh wait, did we actually run the update color? No, we didn't. That would be why the color didn't change. Okay, so if I do this, I do this. We only want to update it if there's actually been a transition. No point otherwise. So currently this is like 2-team centric, which I think the game probably will be, but it would be nice to make it more generic and work with, you know, potentially infinite teams and make it work with majority rather than contested, perhaps. Oh, yeah, there he goes. I don't know what's going on over here. Actually, I have no idea at all. Perhaps I have to imagine it doesn't like the color being changed that much. That frequently. Oh, I know what I can do. So just to avoid it from spamming the update color stuff, we're just going to set a current color. It's going to equal red. Is that right? Yep. Wait, let me make it that. And then oh wait, where am I going? Up here. So current color is red. And then not current color. Ooh. Come on, you can do this. There we go. Come on. Ah, oh, grief, this is annoying. I don't know why it's not doing the autocomplete for this. Copy paste, copy paste. Green, green, red. Okay, and now it won't spam the color change when it's already the right color. I think it's quite important when you're doing manipulating things that are graphical, because I'd imagine every tick it might force it to do an update, which it may not adhere to. Oh, what am I doing? Well, that looked a bit weird. Oh, and obviously the bot isn't getting quite close enough to the zone yet. That's because of the AI. In fact, this exact number here, which we shall change later, and then we can contest it. Hey! Okay. I mean, it works. Still not sure what's going on over here. Like, where's my mouse? Oh, it's another objective, is it? No? Oh, okay. Well, I'm at a loss. I don't know where that extra red particle effects are coming from. Let me just... All cube. Ah. Yeah, okay, it's this one. Yeah, I had an extra one. Okay. Now all I have to do is change that to 400. Close that. And when this loads, I need to update the code as well. I'll do in a minute. Oh, and it's going green. Come on. I will beat the bot. Yes, right, we killed the bot. So this is green, and if I go into it, it's red, and then it's blue. Well then, that just works. I'll leave this text up here for sure, because it's good to know. But yeah, there you go. Wonderful. Okay, so that area comes out to about the middle of here, which isn't quite the size of the area. Here is actually quite big. But yeah, so we actually start. So let's sort this out properly as well. So, don't know why the mouse has to disappear. So much. I was going to try and change the cursor at one point. Move way over there. And he's straight in on it. And if I go in, starts pew-pewing at me. Now, what happens if I... Wonderful. Let's get rid of that stick mesh. Yeah, I thought that was doing the problem. Oh, I died. So I'm in the area. Okay then. I need to stop that weird buzzing out issue. I think it's because I'm close enough for it to try and attack, but it can't move and it won't get line of sight, so it's just perpetually being a bit weird. Fantastic. Cool. Right, well, we got there in the end. Okay. And now I could do things like I'm not really sure what I just moved. Make 2 blue. 2 of them. And I can claim this one. And he's claimed that one. Now I can leave before I die. And it will shoot me until I lose line of sight. Fantastic. Yeah, I'm liking this. If I get just a bit too close. Yeah. I think this distance is probably when they should start shooting at me. Probably 1,000. But yeah, that's really good. I'll change the particle effects for the areas and stuff. I want it to be a fairly consistent, just like a box. Oh, sorry, I'm tired. I want it to be a box system, so it generates to match the actual dimensions of the collision. So obviously that would be useful for people, and not make it weird sparkly dots, just almost like a straight flat line kind of thing that changes color. But I could do fancy things another time. So yeah, yeah, I'll upload the code that we've got. We encountered some, I don't know if we actually had any issues. I think it was just the debugger not showing us the right information. But it's here and we've got a visual representation of it now. Yeah, so now that we can what am I going for here? Now, so in the AI, we have this concept of capturing the objective. We can figure out whether or not the objective is oh, hang on, shouldn't I be using this min distance. Sorry. Now we can just figure out whether or not we've captured one and if there's another one to be captured. Okay, so I've got this, I just haven't bothered to use it. Okay, that should do it. So it will now use gone too fast. I've probably gone past it. Here it is. So yeah, now it will find an enemy within the minimum distance for it to be in range. Excellent. Right, sorry, I rules. So yeah, and then all we have to do in the capturing objective thing is instead of this first bit here, we can check whether or not we have control by doing, for instance, what's the best approach here? It's a objective. So all we have to do is cast. I was going to do this next time, but whatever. Target objective. It's not equal to null and current objective dot get. We want to encapsulate the field of area owner. Don't know why it's we come into here and we okay, fair enough. And then all we do is we do get area owner. Oh wait, it's the let's just make another method. Sorry, this will only take a short while. We want a Boolean which is called complete control, and it's to team. And now we can implement this, and it returns if it's if team 1 and 0 or and current control equals 150. So what this will do is tell us whether team 1 owns it or whether we have ownership of that. And then in here we literally just do has complete control team and we do something around the lines of current state searching for objective. So we go back to calculating the objective, and then it would just literally be a case of in find objective. If it's a objective, then we do a objective. Actor. If not objective, as complete control team. Oh wait, this needs to be. Oh, I need to do another method for that. I mean, basically the end of the day sort of scenario thing here is we determine whether we already have that objective claimed, and then if we don't have it claimed, we head towards it basically. Yeah, I'll work on this next. But now we leave the objective essentially. Yeah, I'll stop now because it's late. And I'll do this again tomorrow at some point. Christ, is it Wednesday today? It's Wednesday today. Good grief. Alright, well, thanks if anyone was watching. I don't know if anyone actually cares to watch this sort of stuff live, but my main intention of doing so was to potentially answer people's questions if anyone had any. Otherwise, feel free to put comments of whatever. For I don't do much Unreal Engine side of things when it comes to like animation and 3D modeling and stuff, but the actual programming side of things is something I'm quite adept at, so hopefully I should be able to help people with that side of things a lot. I mean, clearly I've got a pretty good handle on at least this kind of stuff, and the Unreal Engine isn't too complicated, so I should be able to help people out. I do spend a fair amount of time on Reddit every now and then trying to help answer people's questions. You may occasionally see me around on there, just because it's keeps me in the loop for the most part. If I don't know the answer and someone else does, I can also use that and figure it out. So yeah, I'll hopefully get back to this some point tomorrow, or failing that, Friday. I'll see you guys around. No, that's